Baseball is a Boring podcast, another episode. And if there was ever a night, Courtney Finicum,
that's right,
Cooper Leonard, Courtney Coop, if there was ever a night that basically that we can scream from the mountaintops, we're sitting here almost at 1 o'clock in the morning Eastern with the adrenaline coursing through our veins because what a game. Like, what a game. What a game.
I mean, baseball isn't boring, right?
Postseason never disappoints.
It does. I mean, game one. The fact that was game one and there was so much stuff going on for a game one. I mean, baseball's got to be thrilled with this.
Oh, thrilled. And this, okay. So, and you know what makes it even better? I'm still going to get to this in a second. But what makes it even better, honestly, is Twitter. Like, just be honest about this. I was thinking about this, about all the great moments in World Series history. Imagine if there was Twitter. I mean, Twitter has made the whole experience twice as good.
Sometimes you want to talk about something my friends talk about is like, because Twitter is my generation's thing.
Yeah.
Not to steal it away from you, Rob.
Yeah,
but
don't ever steal away. I was born in 2008, the same day as Twitter.
Yeah. 2009, wasn't it?
Or I think it was
2008.
2008. I think it was 2009. Oh, really?
That was probably the beta.
No.
Oh, Rob knows.
Ooh.
Rob knows.
You and Jack, your best friends.
But I had a bad Twitter experience in 2008, unless I was hallucinating. I think it was 2008. Anyway, go ahead.
But World Series 2004, like that's everything me and my friends talk about. Like if we had Twitter at one point, would have been amazing.
And I agree with you with the White Sox 2005, the year right after you guys. I wonder how Twitter would have been for us. I totally agree with you. Yes.
Cubs are the perfect example. That's what I think that's the closest to what it could have looked like.
Okay, so tonight, there was, if we're going to power rank the importance of what happened on Twitter, it was, let's say that if there were three things, there was the Phillies comeback, the Phillies victory, and me being retweeted by Taco Bell. Those three things in that order.
And the fact that it's like 1 a.m. by you and you're being retweeted by Taco Bell, I think that's a sign.
And how does Taco Bell have 2 million followers?
I mean, it's Taco Bell.
Would you figure more? They have like regional, like they have like Taco Bell Guatemala. They have Taco Bell like Poland. Like it's pretty split up.
Well, now we're close personal friends, Taco. So what happened, obviously, Coop, why don't you explain this?
So Taco Bell every year, I don't know when they started doing it, but they did like steal a base, steal a taco, which is such an easy gimmicky thing because I'm sure those tacos cost about like 5 cents like to make.
Yeah.
But first stolen bag of the game or the series, they give away a taco. 2018, it was Mookie, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Good memory.
And Rob, I think you underestimated a certain man from Waltham and his wheels and tweeted out.
I think it was in the fourth inning that I tweeted out. Well, we're going to show the tweet here on Twitter.
So that's the original.
Yeah, read it if you could.
I will buy America tacos if Kyle Schwarber gets tonight's first stolen base.
Okay, so as our legal representation on this podcast, Coop, since you did graduate with a political science degree,
it's as close as I am the closest to a law degree, probably.
You are.
That's why you're a legal representation. I want to make it clear that I was referencing America Ferrera, the actress.
Okay.
Who I love, by the way. I absolutely love her.
I love her too. That's why I said I'll buy her a taco. If Kyle Schwarber steals a base.
I mean, I would have said like Amerigo, like Gaspucci.
That doesn't hold up in court.
It does not hold up in court
because I believe he is not with us anymore.
Do you want to show the replies? He isn't, unfortunately. Probably fortunately. I feel a lot of things.
How many are we up to now as we sit here?
Oh, I have no idea. Like it was 3,000 the last I saw. Obviously, the screenshot. I think this.
And obviously, this is because Kyle Schwarber did steal the first base. Kyle Schwarber did win the tacos from the Taco Bell contest. So let me just take you back to what I was thinking. I was thinking, obviously, as much as I like America, the actress, I was thinking that I would not have to buy her a taco because this is the very last person that would ever steal a base, right? I saw him rounding third earlier in the game, like, oh my goodness, like his hamstrings barely work. So there's no possible way yet. I'm still thinking when he gets on first base and there's 2 outs, I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know. And then sure enough, the wily veteran, he steals second. So immediately when that happens, you know, what inning was that? It was like fifth. So it was like sixth inning, I think.
Yep.
Sixth inning. So immediately when that happens, I know that for the next hour plus, this is going to be, I'm going to have half an eye on the game and 1.5 eyes on my Twitter account. And sure enough, yeah, that's exactly what happened.
I mean, Rob, story of my life. I mean, you know that the story of my life, this is very familiar to me. So I understand this story completely.
When did like the spin zone start? Like, when did you have to start thinking like, I got to change up like this whole narrative?
Well, first of all, I don't know what you're talking about, the spin zone.
Yeah. Okay. We just talked about how it was political science. This is what I was trained in.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I absolutely was going to buy this, and we were trying to get America Ferrera on the podcast so I could present her prize. But when I started thinking that people might misconstrue this, is what I was saying, that I think that was immediately. I mean, immediately when the ball was thrown down and he was standing at second base, I'm like, here we go.
Yep.
And you know who was one of the first ones to reply besides on our group chat? Alex Pinellas, Red Sox minor leaguer. Like, who he was on it was Josh Winkowski, Red Sox pitcher.
Oh wow.
Of course he was.
Yeah, they were on it quick. And so
I'm surprised Schreiber isn't. Schreiber's very online.
Yeah.
Me and him were shooting some House of Dragons memes back and forth like last week.
We were, yeah. Well, but you know, he knew where I was coming from with this.
Yep.
But still, immediately, so I'm thinking about it, and then there's 2 things that amped it up on social media. Two properties. First, MLB. MLB dives in and gives us the eyeballs.
Yep.
Okay. And then the second one was PFT commenter.
PFT, I didn't even see PFT got in.
I didn't either.
Retweet. Not a quote, not a like.
Are you part of the 999 club?
No, I am not. I would love to.
What do you mean you're not? Do you follow him?
Yeah.
So you are part of the 999
club.
Okay, congrats.
Sure. Okay. Thank you.
Get online.
Thank you.
You're touching grass too much.
But listen, but as I said to you guys on the text, like the thing that's great, like I'm literally laughing at the creativity of the tweets, and all the while this unbelievable baseball game's going on. It was a night where you basically be like, I'm gonna fend off the melatonin.
Yes.
Like, no, I mean, this was a great night to watch baseball and watch social media, right?
Again, baseball has to be thrilled that this was their game 1. Because, like, you want to see game 2. Like, I was watching with people up at my friend's house and people that are not even huge baseball fans. They're like, we want to see game 2. Like, this is like a big thing. So, like, that's what, if you're a baseball executive, you're thrilled over this right now. Thrilled.
Rob Manfred's doing cartwheels. But
correct.
To be fair, I mean, when was the last time you've kind of looked at a World Series game and thought, wow, this was like a real dud?
Oh, there have been. I mean, I can't pull out of my hat right now, but
right.
Yeah, but
from my memory, like the last couple World Series have been pretty good.
Well, think about this. This is the way this was trending, and we're going to talk about the game. So the Astros go up 5-0. Verlander's on the mound. He's cruising. But as soon as the Phillies got those runs, those first, what was it? Well, they held, who did they hold at third? Harper got the hit. I think they might have held Castellanos at third. And so but then they drive him in. They get a run. Then they get another run. And then Real Muto with a big hit.
Yep.
But as soon as they got that first run off of Verlander, I don't know how you guys felt. I'm like, it changed, man.
It did. I agree.
Didn't it feel that way?
I mean, you knocked down the giant, you kind of exposed them.
I agree. And let's be honest, the entire playoffs have actually been really good. Really good. I mean, again, baseball has to be thrilled with just kind of how this is all played out. All of these games have been actually very entertaining from start to finish. I mean, whatever the finish is going to be, obviously, but it's been actually really entertaining. And I thought with how the White Sox season went, I'm just like, I'm going to not, kind of half-ass the playoffs this year, but it's been really entertaining. So,
well, Coop, Joe, when Joe Kelly was on with us the other day, he said that, he said like this is the most excited he was to watch a World Series that he wasn't playing.
Cora said to us today on today's podcast, which you can catch on the Odyssey app and where else you stream stuff. But Cora had said he wasn't going to tune in that much to the playoffs just because you finish up the way that they do, and he still has to tune in just because it's that like it's the drug of it. It's always like it always pulls you in.
Yep.
It was just it's been such a good run, and it was such a good game, and let me say this too. Joe Davis, really good.
He's phenomenal.
Really good.
He is one of my all-time favorites to listen to. The Dodgers are really lucky to have him. He's phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean,
he just calls the games. He just calls the games.
But he was nails in when Harper had the hit the other day. That call was incredible. The whole the hit of his life.
Yep.
And he's deferential enough. Like Costas wouldn't be quiet. Like Costas kept talking. Like Joe Davis does a great job of keeping the game going, adding important information, keeping Smoltz on the right track, all of it. He's letting
the game breathe. He doesn't try to take over big moments. He lets the game breathe. He lets the moment kind of speak for himself. He doesn't take over with stupid jokes. He's not trying to put himself over. He just calls the games. The guy's a professional. I love listening to him.
We have two fan bases that are going to be incredible during this entire stretch. How many games this goes? I hope it goes 7 after today's game. But anytime that announcers can perfectly mix in their call, get something in poetically but super succinct, and then just let the crowd noise kind of carry the mood. That's awesome. Shout out Joe Castiglione. He's someone that all of his World Series calls have done that. And that's just down the road when you go back and listen, it really gives you the goosebumps of the moment.
Yeah. And by the way, really the broadcast was good and they did a good job. And, we can have the debate about in the dugout, those moments. And it was interesting. Courtney, I don't know if you heard Joe talk about this. I know Coop tweeted out from Baseballs and Boring account, Joe Kelly talking about the dynamic of having those, and he said is great in players, and I think this was important. He's like, players don't mind it. They're not going to be made fun of. They're not going to be looked side-eyed all the time.
Kevin Pilecki was saying otherwise.
Right? No, I know, but
it
so
depends
you have people on Twitter saying, "I don't like it. I don't like it." But yeah, I get that. I don't want them mic'd up during the game, during playoff game. I don't want that. But this one, where you can get in and get out and get the reaction and get what were you feeling sort of vibe, okay. I mean, this is what you got to do.
Well, you remember our podcast with Saltamacchia, and he ripped into it. He hated it. Mm-hmm. He hated it.
I think if you pull the players, Courtney, don't you think that the probably more than 50% wouldn't like him, wouldn't like it?
I think they would not like it. 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Especially that locked in the moment. But question, bouncing off of the whole if you could have Twitter at any sports moment, if you could have players mic'd up at any moment, which moment would you want?
I don't want it either.
No, really? No. So remember, I don't mind it, and I'm uncomfortable even the regular season, but I think they did it with Ramon Laureano a couple of years ago.
And he swore. He swore.
Right. And
that's what I want.
But that was in a playoff game. The whole idea behind that is that you're trying to keep people engaged. Yep. And if we can't keep them engaged during a postseason game, what are we doing?
I agree.
So I don't like that at all.
All right. But I still want Dave Roberts mic'd up when he steals that bag. I don't care. Just the conversation between him and Jeter.
We'll play it later. That's fine. But I will say this, going back to the broadcast, another thing, and they almost every broadcast does this. I get it, but I always love it. The reaction shot to the visitors bar, right?
Yep. Philly, you saw
or
Philly
like
just
street
going
corner.
nuts.
Yeah, don't you want to be there?
Yes, always.
Once again, 2016, the Cubs, the shot out in front of the
Yep.
marquee there. I
Yep.
mean, that's an all-time moment if you go back and watch clips from that.
Courtney, as a person who basically goes to every city in America every other week,
Pretty much.
where would you rank Philadelphia?
Okay, so I have actually had arguments about Philadelphia. I think it's a very underrated city. I've always had really good times in Philly. Great. You know, I judge my cities by restaurants and bars. They got a great restaurant, and
That's why
clearly,
I ask.
as we all know, they got a great restaurant scene. They got a great bar scene. They got a great little speakeasy that I love. That's like in a laundromat. It's a great place. They got great breweries. I mean, that's kind of how I judge my cities. So like that's a very underrated city. It has a bad rap for whatever reason. It's a big city.
Because they chucked batteries at Santa Claus?
True.
I wonder
mean,
how they got that
can't-
bad rap.
You know.
Listen, you had me at speakeasy.
If you ever get out to Philly, Rob, let me know. I will text you the speakeasy that's in the laundromat.
Well, I might be there on Monday. So
really?
yeah. So basically, if I flash a baseballs and boring T-shirt, they'll let me in. Is that the code?
That's exactly the code. I mean, they know who we are. They definitely know who I am. So just flash my name, and you'll get all free.
Okay.
Throughout the night.
All right. Excellent. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I wasn't sure if are you transitioning there because I've got
go ahead.
The Diaz incident. Is that Bush League?
Oh, leading into the pitch, doing the old Rudy.
He tried to lean into the first pitch too. That almost clipped him in the head.
Yeah. So
and
like, am I dating myself by saying doing the old Rudy Stein?
No, you're not. I actually know who you're talking about.
Thank you. Coop has no idea.
I'm
an old soul, Rob, so I know this stuff.
No, I know. But you're a baseball fan, and any
Correct.
true baseball fan would know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Bad News Bears, Coop. You see the original Bad News Bears?
Yeah, I have. When I was younger, I haven't seen it in a while.
Revisit it, Coop. Revisit it. That's
your
a movie
parents forced you in front of the TV, like Clockwork Orange.
Great.
Again, a reference you have no idea what I'm talking about.
But I'm right with you on Clockwork Orange.
Thank you, Courtney. That's why you're the best. So thank you.
I'm in it. I'm right there.
So when Diaz, the first time where he almost gets hit, he was absolutely trying to get hit.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It was almost like, and then when the second one came, it was, I'm not going to miss getting hit this time. And by the way, a strike. It should have been a strike.
Yep.
And it wasn't. So, yeah. So does that answer your question, Coop?
Yeah, I know. I still think it's Bush League.
I don't think it is.
Get up there swinging.
I do. I mean, I think
I'm all about the win at all cost type thing, but like you're up there and you're just kind of like, wow, I'll just throw my like shoulder into it just to like get out of this situation. You're bailing out. It certainly helps you get on base, and I understand like that's what wins games. But you're bailing out.
Courtney's a big fan of people getting hit by pitches. So
I really am. I just love that. I just love the intensity of it. Honestly, I wish more players did that, to be very brutally honest.
All right. Well, there you go.
If you're willing to take a 95 to 99 mile per hour pitch on your elbow, your arm, whatever you want to do.
He's got an Evo shield. He's got the shoulder, elbow pad.
There's still an impact. I mean,
that doesn't hurt.
Like the movie.
We're gonna go out and test it this week.
We should go out and test it.
We should.
We should.
Cool.
I'll be the guinea pig.
Coop will do it.
I'll be like Adam Sandler.
Yes.
A little Happy Gilmore action.
If only Johnny Gomes was here, he would give us his opinion.
Yeah, I would actually like to ask Johnny. I'd like to ask any baseball player that question.
So Johnny was at the game. He was texting us on the group on the Bradfo show, the other podcast we do, the Bradfo show Fantasy Football League. He was texting on that channel, showing his pictures from where he was sitting. And I don't think he would mind saying that, when you said, well, boy, that was loud. That was a great line. But when you said it was that clang was loud off the scoreboard.
I believe if you're going to,
it was Coop.
Yeah. I only speak poetry. You're going to do me wrong here. It was, how loud was that clang?
Oh, sorry. My apologies. My apologies.
You
Toro.
call me the lawyer. I want to have the proper dialogue set in
I
front of
agree.
And what was it? And so what was his response?
Not as loud as being in the dugout, which I couldn't tell if that was a dig at me or not.
No,
Yeah.
it was a dig at the Astros.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the Astros.
Get it?
Yes, the trash cans.
Yeah, excellent job, Johnny. So anyway, I don't want to keep you guys too long. So it was a great game.
Did you want to see the best replies to your?
Yes,
your
I do. Can I do that? Yes.
Yeah, I've got it right here.
This is the best replies to my my very nice gesture to America Ferrera, the actress, that I would buy her a taco for Kyle Schwarber stealing a base.
That is so funny.
I know my favorite one. It's not even close. I was literally laughing for like 10 minutes.
Oh, I bet you were.
Yeah. We got it queued up there, Coop?
Yeah, I'm just trying
He's
to narrow
working
in
it.
on it.
You are working at it. In case people are listening to this, Coop is fiddling with the screen here. Go ahead. What do you got? You read it.
You want me to read it? Hold
Yeah,
on,
yeah,
hold
I
on.
do.
There we go. No, it's still not properly there.
That's okay. Just read it. That's okay.
So how are we handling this? You want to pay me or do I send a request?
Yeah, I got a lot of those.
I'm sure you
And
did.
so here's something. At last check, when the game is over, only 2 direct messages requests. For
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
No, and neither
My
was
favorite here.
neither had the first name of America, so automatically disqualified.
Of course, delete it immediately.
Yep.
My personal favorite, tacos aren't boring.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Sure, tweeting a lot for a guy who should be buying 330 million tacos.
That's pretty good.
That's not bad.
Eyeball emoji from MLB. Let me know when and where I can redeem my tacos from the esteemed downtown
Lovely
Ian
Ian Brown.
Brown.
Ian Brown. There you go. Okay.
That's
You're gonna get
those were my top.
well, and so my favorite, and I'm going to paraphrase. Well, basically, there was a few of them. It was the Scott's Tots one. Courtney, are you an Office person?
Am I?
The Office.
Not so much. Shockingly, not so much.
Okay, yeah, that does surprise me. But
I know.
Michael Scott did Scott's Tots,
Okay.
which was where he promised a bunch of third graders that if they graduated from high school, he would all pay for their college tuition in third grade. And so
all-time cringe episode, but it's hilarious.
It really was. So all the kids say, "Hey, Mr. Scott, good news. We're all graduating."
No, what you gonna do, isn't it?
Yeah,
whole song.
They brought him in, did a whole song for him. And they were all named Scott's Tots, so he has to come in and tell them he wasn't serious, and he gave them all computer batteries instead. Yes, Scott's Tots. But like I said, legally, I am not on the. Michael Scott may have gone to jail for something like this if the kids weren't so nice. However, 2 things. Number one, legally not bound because it was to America Ferrera. Everyone knows that now. And also, even if I was, Taco Bell has publicly taken me off the hook. Another great response, literally saved by the bell.
I didn't appreciate that. That was an easy cop out.
Well, me and Taco Bell, we're fast friends. So anyway, listen, thanks everybody. Thanks everybody for listening. Most importantly, thanks to you two for staying up so late.
I was going to be here anyways.
Well, if you want to do it, we'll do it again after the game tomorrow. At some point, Nick Punto is going to stop by. I don't know if it's morning, noon, or night. Who knows? But he is
you should get him on the post game. I think he'd be fun on the post game.
Get him on the post game.
He was supposed to be. Yes, it was date
knowing
night.
how he reacts live, like our the Bradfo show.
I know it's great. That's why we hired him to be a World Series correspondent. But then he informed me today he had date night tonight, so he couldn't do it till the morning.
Good for him.
Yeah,
good for him is correct.
Yes. Well, there you go. Okay. All right. Well, we'll talk. I guess we'll talk to you maybe tomorrow.